Happy Saturday. What's going on in the markets? My goodness, we have dominoes falling left and right. And in this weekend video, I do very few weekend videos. I want to go into that. I want to discuss Binance, Silvergate, Tether. Three things that have been in the news in the past week. We're going to go from FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, all the way to, okay, that's going to be a true problem. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good video. I'm actually off. I'm going to have a bit of a me Saturday. I'll go into the ice tank. I'll have a massage afterwards. Gonna hit the gym. Gonna play some golf. That's why, golf outfit. A good Saturday ahead. Did some work in the morning, played with the kids, it was really nice. And maybe go for a run. It's super monsoony at the moment. Singapore, it's a lot of rain. It's been raining non-stop. I don't know if you can hear and see it. Crazy. So, yeah. Good. With that, let's dive into the video. Let's go with FUD all the way to there's probably some true issues there. I think as a whole, we started the week expecting a lot of price movement, not much fundamental kind of change. And I do have to say, we do have some fundamental change. And now the question always becomes is, if you go into something and you don't expect much, should you be surprised if something happens? Should you then say, you know what, I need to be a better decision maker, expecting things to happen? Or are these surprises that you couldn't have kind of expected? And the answer here is, at this very moment, and I think this is over the past, especially since May last year, I think you always have to expect that something is going to happen. And that's how you should be positioned. You should always be on the very cautious side. You shouldn't be surprised if prices drop 5 or 10% in a day. So these are just things where you have to be really, really on your toes and you have to expect all that. I think that's really key to understand. So obviously, for me at least, it was impossible to kind of predict that, Silvergate is really going to have these issues this week. I don't think it's surprising at all. Actually, if you look into all the updates, meetups, videos, I've always had Silvergate as one of the dominoes that I see falling. And it really looks like it at the moment. So to me, the biggest FUD thing is Tether at the moment. Wall Street Journal had this article on yesterday, coming out and saying 4 or 5 years back, Tether created a lot of fake bank accounts under different names, and they tried to make a big deal out of this. I mean, sure, is this legit? Definitely not. Is this very close to money laundering? Probably. I have no clue. I'm not the expert. However, it doesn't change anything fundamentally about the business. If these things turn out to be true, maybe Tether is going to get a fine. But what they're trying to do there, in my opinion, is to discredit USDT. I don't see this there. So even if these things are true, if the allegations are true, I don't see how this substantially causes an issue to the business that Tether has 4 or 5 years later. Also, Tether has never said that they had a banking relationship with Silvergate. It never showed up. So I do believe that there's very little issue there. So to be honest, to me, this is mostly FUD out of these 3 stories. The second story, Binance. There's some stories. Bloomberg reported that. Forbes went into really great detail on that. So it's tricky because there it's statement against statement. Forbes said that Binance was shuffling around over $1 billion, trying to plug holes. They abused customer funds for that, shifting it left and right. Their proof of reserves covered 14% of their assets, but what about the other 86%? Obviously, CC came out and said, no, sorry guys, this is all FUD. This is not true. It doesn't make any sense. Obviously, this is statement against statement, and this is very tricky. It's very tricky to navigate, right? I mean, Binance having any kind of issue would be material for the crypto world. Obviously, just like Tether. But with Tether, even if this were true, and this is how you kind of have to approach this, it's not only what's the probability, but also the severity of it. And with Binance, it's very difficult to gauge if it's true or not. It's very difficult who to believe. I do see both sides to that, right? I do see Forbes trying to kind of attack Binance, and at the same time, I really do see Binance like having having shown no signs of having any issues. So very tricky. Makes me cautious in general. I mean, I have not used Binance for storing any crypto or any material amounts of crypto. We have used Binance in the company and also for me personally to trade certain coins into other coins, but never for storing it. So let's see. I really hope there's nothing to that, because if Binance has issues, I think all of crypto would have issues. So yeah, pretty crazy in all that. That's kind of the intermediary fact FUD kind of story. Now the true kind of reason why the market is down 5-6% is definitely Silvergate. Silvergate is one of the most fundamental US banks for crypto companies. Pretty much every US based entity had some kind of banking relation with Silvergate. And these companies, doesn't matter if it's Circle or Paxos or Coinbase or Kraken, all of them are trying to distance themselves right now. Now, the story around Silvergate has been going on now for the last 6 to 9 months. A lot of it has to do with FTX. There's a lot of rumors that their entire banking kind of structure is really not good. Their risk management is not good, and that they are having some really serious issues. There's talks about Chapter 11. And the really difficult part is this. Imagine if companies are trying to withdraw funds and they just can't, right? So Circle, Paxos, Coinbase, Kraken, imagine if they're trying to get funds out of Silvergate, but they can't. So this is the massive, massive story. And I do see this as a massive domino. It's a domino that has always been there. Obviously, we discussed 3 dominoes at the beginning of the year. Genesis, that seems to have calmed down, even though still a bit shaky. Silvergate and Binance. So these are 3 massive kind of dominoes. And the problem, if Silvergate falls, is it gets so difficult to analyze who else has any kind of risk in all that. So that's where it gets really tricky, because then you don't know how much risk does Coinbase have, how much risk does Gemini have, how much risk does Kraken have, and so on and so on. So this is where it gets very, very dangerous and very difficult. Crypto.com came out, Binance came out. I mean, all of them seem to have some kind of relationship there, and it's just very, very difficult to kind of gauge how deep down are they, how deep in the hole are they. And so I do see why the market is down, and I wouldn't be surprised if the market is going to go down even further, especially if there's news coming out that this could be a truly tricky kind of story scenario. So yeah, this also, if you remember, we talked about the stablecoin fleeing. Back then, people were like, I don't understand this. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. These funds are backed. Sure, but we don't know where the dollars are, how this works. Do you have access to the dollars? And so now this story really becomes kind of fundamental. Yeah, because now people really kind of get scared and they're like, okay, I don't know exactly how much of the funds are where. So yeah, very difficult not only to assess, but also kind of to predict. So there, to me, this is very little FUD, a lot of danger. And so it's going to be a big question how this is going to play out. So I do expect with all that to have way more turbulence ahead, have way more uncertainty ahead. And this is also justified. I do see that. So yeah, brace position. And yeah, one thing, for example, right, in our company right now, in the past, people were always like trying to diversify funds on different platforms and so on. Now employees are pulling all their funds, bringing it back to Cake and storing it there. And they're like, you know what? I know what's happening. I know how secure we are. So yeah, it's times like these where either you're just really sure with the self-custody side of things, and yeah, I hope nothing goes wrong there with you, and otherwise you just want to diversify. So yeah, absolutely tricky times. Pick your platform wisely. One of the core beliefs why I trust ourselves is not only because I run that show, it is because you can verify it yourself, everything. Proof of reserves there, you can track and trace everything. Yield Vault got launched. You can get some really nice returns, over 10% on your Bitcoins, ETH, stable coins, DFI. So check this out. We just launched it. We also launched Euro C, so it's a Euro stable coin. So quite interesting. and we're gonna look for some yield there as well. So take a look, and yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting to see how this is gonna play out. So all the best in the meantime. Stay safe. Check out cakedefi.com, and otherwise I'll see you in one of the next videos. All the best. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.